everyone to the studio. I'm Carly Smith here with Rob Washburn, giving you 3 things to watch in Week 8 of the CAA football season. Halfway through the season, Rob, it's really hard to believe, but it's go time because we've got all conference games in the Week 8 slate. Quite a few teams riding that victory train. Rhode Island clinched the Governor's Cup for the 6th straight year with a win over Brown last week. Delaware beat Maine to remain undefeated on the year. UAlbany took home a win against in-conference rival Bryant. UNH put together a solid defensive effort to defeat Elon on the road. And Towson scored 2 touchdowns in less than 5 minutes of the fourth quarter to battle past Norfolk State. Rob, what moments caught your eye last week?
Yeah, Carly, the thing that jumped out to me is just how competitive this league is each week. 2 of the 3 conference games were decided by 7 points, and the other was a 2-point game with 12 minutes to go. So far, 7 of the 17 CAA contests have had margins of 7 points or less, and the CAA continues to be dominant non-conference action, improving to 31-14 against FCS opponents. 5 CAA teams are ranked in the top 25 this week, and the second half of the season should provide plenty of excitement.
Okay, now looking ahead, Week 8 is going to be great. The first thing to watch features 2 teams who are undefeated in conference play and share a lot of history. Number 18, Richmond, plays host to Delaware. The Spiders are riding a 4-game win streak, and the Blue Hens are at 6 straight W's. Really loved seeing Zach Marker find Phil Lutz and others last week for the Blue Hens in their 44-21 win over Maine. Richmond's coming off of their bye week, so we should see a rested, fundamentally sound, and physical Spiders team take the field. What's your analysis, Rob?
Yeah, Carly, as you said, these are 2 of the hottest teams in the league, and they're both trying to remain unbeaten in CAA play. Now, while Delaware and Richmond have top 3 defenses in the conference and are allowing less than 20 points per game, I want to focus on the 2 offenses. The Blue Hens have been flying high behind the arm of quarterback Zach Marker, who's averaged 253 yards through the air over the past 3 games with 9 touchdowns and no interceptions. His top target has been Phil Lutz, who ranked 2nd in the CAA with 547 receiving yards and 8 TDs, and set a program record last week with a touchdown catch in his 6th consecutive game. Now, the Spiders have been getting it done on the ground, rushing for over 210 yards during all 4 games of this winning streak. Leading the way has been Zach Palmer-Smith, who has piled up 603 yards and 7 touchdowns over the past 4 contests. Freshman Andrew King added 100 yards in that win over North Carolina A&T, providing another threat. Now, these teams have played a number of classic games over the year, and the stage is set for another one on Saturday.
Let's hear from Delaware's Ryan Carty and Richmond's Russ Huseman prior to kickoff.
Oh, yeah, just excited. We've always had great battles with them, whether I was playing at Delaware, coaching at New Hampshire, and now coaching at Delaware. You know what you're going to get when you go play a Richmond team. It's going to be tough, physical, sound, really good, smart football players.
We're going to have to get after him. We can't let him stand back there and take shots all day long on us.
That game airs at 3:30 p.m. on Flow Football and Masson on Saturday. On to our second thing to watch. Towson hosts Stony Brook at Johnny Unitas Stadium. The Tigers are coming off of the win against Norfolk State, where they piled up 456 total offensive yards. A lot of weapons offensively and very disruptive on the defensive end too. Stony Brook rested from the bye week. They carry one of the most talented rushers in the conference in Roland Dempster. Both of these teams, Rob, have received votes this season in the national rankings and should be ready to go on Saturday. Your thoughts?
Yeah, this is a really important game for 2 teams who are trying to stay in the race for a CAA title and are on the cusp of getting into the top 25. Now, Towson's won back-to-back games for the first time under Coach Pete Shinnick and is hoping to stay unbeaten at home. The Tigers' defense has faced some of the top rushing attacks in the nation this season in William & Mary, North Dakota State, Morgan State, and Norfolk State, and they've held all 4 of those teams under their season average. Will Middleton and Cam Snell are the top tacklers on a deep defensive unit that has continued to improve as the year has gone along. Now, this Saturday, they take on the CAA's leading rusher in Stony Brook's Roland Dempster, who has run for 700 yards and 12 touchdowns in 6 games and has gone for over 110 yards in 4 of his last 5 contests. The Seawolves' offensive line has gotten better each week and has bought into that run-first mentality. Now, Stony Brook is off to its best start since 2018 and wants to maintain the momentum. This should be a really hard-fought battle.
A grind for sure. Here's what Towson's Pete Shinnick and Stony Brook's Billy Kosh had to say about the matchup.
Billy's doing a great job in his first year there. Looks like a very, very improved team from what we saw a year ago on film. We obviously didn't play him, but he's done a great job. They are running the ball as well as anybody in the conference.
They're a physical outfit on defense. They run the ball. They're disruptive. They play good team defense. So this is a really good team. I mean, overall, they're really talented, and they're kind of hitting their mark right now.
Kickoff is at 1 p.m. on Flow Football and Monumental Sports Network. All right, our third thing to watch, it's always a battle between these two. Number 24 New Hampshire hosts number 16 Rhode Island. Rhodey was able to hold the Governor's Cup trophy high last week. Always love an opportunity, Rob, to shine the spotlight on special teams. It was Gabe Solomons who blocked the game-tying 37-yard field goal attempt in the fourth quarter to help secure the victory over Brown. They're going to need all cylinders firing against New Hampshire. Rick Santos' guys are one of the most dynamic offenses in the league, and the Wildcats defense is led by CAA Defensive Player of the Week Josiah Silver. He recorded a career-high 4 sacks last week against Elon. The dude's a machine. Really going to be fun to watch this one. What are you looking for?
Huge matchup between a pair of nationally ranked teams that are both 2-0 in CAA play. Both teams have dynamic quarterbacks in UNH's Seth Morgan and URI's Devin Farrell, and big play receivers in the Wildcats Logan Tomlinson and the Rams Marquise Buchanan. But I'll be watching the defensive side of the ball, which features some of the CAA's top performers. For UNH, it's defensive ends Josiah Silver and Flex Ruiz, who rank in the top 5 in the league in sacks and have combined for 19.5 tackles for loss. They were part of a 9-sack effort in last week's win at Elon and will need to be disciplined against a dual-threat quarterback in Farrell. Now for Rhode Island, it's linebackers Cole Brockwell and AJ Pena. Brockwell tops the CAA with 57 tackles and has 6 tackles for loss, while Pena has 40 tackles, 5 sacks, and 9 tackles for loss. Their ability to put pressure on Morgan will be a big key to slowing down that UNH attack. The Rams haven't won in Durham since 1995. We will see if that streak continues on Saturday.
Here we go. For more on this matchup, let's turn it to Rhode Island's Jim Fleming and New Hampshire's Rick Santos.
They pose a tremendous amount of challenges. I think they'll be a threat on special teams because I think that they emphasize that as well. So, what it forms up to be, it forms up to be a really good championship level football game.
They do such a good job of stemming late, and it changes your combo. So, Dylan Poirier, our center, has to do a phenomenal job of preparation in identifying what they're doing and how they're looking to attack us.
1 p.m. on Flow Football. We'll be watching, and you really should too. Okay, plenty of other great matchups this week. Number 5, Villanova is looking to stay undefeated in conference play. Always tough to top the Black Bears. Sold out crowd for the greatest homecoming on earth as North Carolina A&T hosts Hampton. That campus is gonna be buzzing. Monmouth, who's receiving votes in national polls, hosts Bryant. Both of those teams making strides week in and week out. Number 15, William & Mary welcomes Campbell, each team coming off of the bye. And to close us out, Elon travels north to UAlbany for what should be an always exciting CAA football Saturday. Make sure you follow along on social media at CAAfootball.com and visit CAAfootball.com for results, recaps, and more. Good luck, fellas.